This is the Belowgrade podcast by Golden Triangle Services, where Glen and Carrol dig into the hidden issues in government contracting. Real stories, hard truths, and a better way forward. Let's get to work.
Welcome back to the Belowgrade podcast. I'm Glen Baxter, contractor, coffee drinker, and guy who's stood under rebar more than rain lately.
And I'm Carrol Vera, here to add some engineering clarity to Glen's construction grid. We're glad you're with us because today's episode is a big one.
Big's right. We're talking about the Harbor Bridge in Corpus Christi. If you've been anywhere near a job site in Texas lately, you've heard the rumblings. What was supposed to be a record-breaking bridge has turned into a lesson on what not to do when public safety's on the line.
Delays, design flaws, public confusion, a whole lot of finger-pointing. But underneath all of that is a much more serious issue. When oversight fails, the whole system's exposed. And we want to unpack how that happens and how to prevent it.
Let's just set the scene. Massive cable-stayed bridge. New crossing over the ship channel. We're talking 538 feet of vertical clearance, longer main span than even the Golden Gate. Ambitious? Sure. But ambition without accountability?
Ends in concrete dust and lawsuits. That's the short answer, Glenn. But it's more than just a legal headache. It's a structural integrity nightmare waiting to happen.
You said it. Now, I've walked sites where folks cut corners just to stay on schedule. I've seen the pressure, believe me. But when 5 major design flaws are flagged mid-build, delta frames, piers, foundations, torsion issues, it's no longer about shaving a few days off the timeline. It's about someone not doing their job at the most critical stages. It's about a fundamental breakdown in the process that should protect everyone.
Exactly, Glenn. And mid-build is the terrifying part. Let's hit those flaws real quick because the specifics here are crucial to understanding the systemic failures. Delta frames lacked structural rigidity. These are key components in a cable-stayed bridge designed to transfer massive loads. If they're not rigid enough, they can deform, causing unpredictable stress throughout the structure. Pier caps weren't distributing weight correctly. The pier caps are essentially the shoulders of the bridge, transferring the weight from the deck to the supporting piers. If they're not designed to distribute that weight evenly, you get concentrated stress points, leading to cracking or even catastrophic failure. Uplift forces were underestimated, meaning stress events could crack things wide open. This is critical in a coastal environment like Corpus Christi. High winds, storm surges, these create immense upward forces. If your design doesn't account for them, the bridge could literally lift, causing damage to connections and foundations. Torsion control? Inadequate. Torsion is the twisting force, especially important on long spans and in windy conditions. Without proper torsion control, the bridge deck could twist and buckle under load. And footings were based on the wrong load assumptions. The footings are the very base, connecting the bridge to the earth. If the assumptions about the loads they need to bear are incorrect, the entire foundation is compromised. It's like building a skyscraper on a house foundation.
And here's the kicker. Crews were already building when this came to light. I mean, you had heavy equipment moving, concrete pouring, steel going up. That's not just a design error, that's a massive financial hit, a huge safety risk, and a monumental waste of taxpayer dollars. My boots on the ground experience tells me that when you're that far in, stopping work is the absolute last resort. But sometimes it's the only responsible choice.
Which means you had boots on the ground and no boots in the oversight office. Or, more accurately, the boots in the oversight office weren't asking the right questions, or perhaps weren't empowered to stop the train. This isn't just about catching mistakes. It's about a proactive, independent system of checks and balances that's baked into every phase. We're talking about a multi-layered approach to quality assurance and quality control, not just a final inspection.
And here's where public perception matters. Fast forward to summer 2025, social media's lighting up with rumors. There are cracks on the new bridge. People were scared. I saw the comments, the shares, the panic. It's a rapid-fire environment, and once that fear takes hold, it's incredibly hard to reel back.
Turns out, it was a paint issue. But perception is powerful. If folks don't trust what you're saying, even minor hiccups become PR wildfires. This is what we call a trust lag, Glen. Engineering fixes are one thing. Rebuilding public confidence, entirely another. It's why a robust, transparent communication strategy should be built into the contract from day one, not just handed off to a press team when things go sideways. It should outline who communicates what, when, and through which channels. Think about it. A project of this magnitude needs a dedicated public information officer, not just a general spokesperson.
And public meetings aren't just optics. I've been in rooms where angry citizens brought more insight than the consultants. Sometimes the folks who live there, who drive that road every day, they see things, they feel things, they have questions that need direct answers. If you're managing a job this big in Texas, you'd better know who you're serving and talk to them. Really talk to them, not just present to them.
Now, let's get practical. How does a project this big fall short on design review? It's not a single point of failure. It's a cascade effect. Often, it starts with the contractual framework.
One word, contracts. If your agreement doesn't have mandated third-party reviews, regular structural audits, and safety gate checks, you're not building a bridge. You're building a liability. I've seen contracts where the language around review is so vague, it's almost meaningless. It leaves too much room for interpretation, or worse, for avoidance.
And don't just write review in the contract. Define how, when, and by whom. We recommend independent engineering validation at 30%, 60%, and 90% design milestones. These aren't just paper exercises. They're critical junctures where an external, unbiased expert comes in with a fresh set of eyes, scrutinizing every calculation, every material specification, every load path. No rubber stamping. This isn't about distrusting your primary design team. It's about adding layers of professional diligence. It's about ensuring that the design stands up to rigorous scrutiny before a single shovel hits the dirt, or in this case, before those massive delta frames are fabricated.
And add field authority into the structure. If a superintendent sees something off, they need the contractual right to call pause. Not just a suggestion, but a mandated stop work authority if there's a safety concern or a deviation from approved plans. Otherwise, pressure wins and safety loses. I've been on enough sites to know that the guy with the clipboard from the main office isn't always the one who truly understands the immediate risk on the ground. Empowering the people closest to the work is non-negotiable.
Absolutely, Glenn. This is where the concept of a quality manager with true authority reporting directly to the owner or an independent body becomes crucial. Their role isn't just to document, it's to enforce compliance and halt operations if necessary. And this authority needs to be clearly defined in the contract, with penalties for contractors who disregard it. We're talking about a contractual obligation to prioritize safety and design integrity over schedule or budget.
Let's talk about Texas, because this isn't just a Corpus Christi issue. With the state pushing $100 billion in infrastructure investment over the next decade, these lessons apply everywhere. Dallas, Houston, Lubbock, you name it. We're not just building roads, we're building the future of our communities. We're building water treatment plants, expanding our energy grid, even constructing vertical schools in floodplains. The scale is immense and the stakes are higher than ever.
Exactly. If we don't hardwire safety and accountability now, the next Harbor Bridge moment is waiting to happen, and it won't just be bridges. Think about the implications for our water systems, our power infrastructure, our schools. Each of these projects carries its own unique set of risks, amplified by the sheer volume of work. We need to standardize best practices, invest in training for state and local oversight teams, and leverage technology like BIM, building information modeling, and digital twins to catch errors virtually before they become concrete problems. This isn't just about fixing past mistakes, it's about future-proofing our infrastructure.
And one last point, Texas weather doesn't forgive. We're building in extreme heat, active flood zones, coastal winds, even occasional ice storms. That amplifies every design assumption and makes every oversight 10 times more dangerous. A small design flaw that might be manageable in a temperate climate could be catastrophic here. The environment itself is an unforgiving auditor.
You want a structure that lasts 75 years? Then build it like people's grandkids are crossing it. Don't value engineer the integrity out of it just to save 0.25% on materials. That short-term saving becomes a multi-million-dollar repair bill, or worse, a human tragedy down the line. It's about long-term value, not just initial cost.
So let's wrap it in a bow. Whether you're an engineer, contractor, city planner, or taxpayer, you need to ask, are the right reviews in place? And are they truly independent? Is safety a deliverable, not just a talking point on the safety brief? Is it woven into every clause of the contract? And is your project transparent enough to be trusted even when challenges arise? Are you proactively communicating or waiting for social media to break the news?
And if you're bidding public work or overseeing it, remember this: do the hard thing. Build it right or don't bid it. That's our code. It should be everyone's. It's about more than just concrete and steel. It's about the trust placed in us to build a safer, more resilient future for Texas.
Well said, Carrol, as always. A pleasure. Thanks for joining us today, everyone. And remember, when it comes to big projects, we've got this handled.
You can count on it. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for joining Glen and Carrol on the Belowgrade podcast, brought to you by Golden Triangle Services. We're here to bring transparency to government contracting, one story at a time. Every 2 weeks, we'll take you deeper into the systems, safety issues, and oversight gaps that impact real projects and real people. From ethical contracting to infrastructure integrity, we cover what others overlook. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time below grade.